What's up, guys? Got some Wildstar Engineer PvP footage for you today. This crazy slideshow you're seeing at the start is the scoreboard from every single battleground that I played from levels 10 through 14 on my Engineer. And what do they all have in common? I was #1 in damage on my team and /or in the battleground every single game. I am in love with the Engineer class, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. At first, I thought I was going to be terrible at every single ranged class in Wildstar. For the most part, that's pretty much true because I'm garbage at the Spellslinger and the Esper, but I love the Engineer class, and I think I did a pretty good job playing it, especially considering one of my core abilities that's on my LAS bar at the moment during all of these games was bugged. At first, I thought I just had really low crit chance, and it was just something that would get fixed with gear and time, but it turns out that my number 5 ability, Quick Burst, just wasn't proccing. It's currently bugged in the beta, and it'll just randomly stop working. You have to relog to fix it. And I didn't know that. I just thought because my crit chance is pretty low on an Engineer. It's like 7% or something. So I thought, oh man, I'm just getting really unlucky, and it just doesn't proc that often. No, it just turns out it just stops working. So that's what that was. I can't wait for that to get fixed, and me to actually be able to play at my full potential with that ability, which is amazing, especially the tier 4 Quick Burst, where it makes it not on global cooldown. And it's got, I believe, a 7-second cooldown, 6 seconds. Man, that's a really great ability. I can't wait for that to get patched. So anyway, Engineer is a ton of fun. It's a heavy armor range class, the only range class in the game to have above light armor, and it's got flat out heavy armor. And this thing's a tank. You can take a lot of punishment with the Engineer. But the problem is that you don't have any mobility, and you don't have any abilities that allow you to shoot across the map. You don't have a gate, you don't have a pounce like Stalker, you don't have leap like a warrior. You have no abilities like that at all. The closest thing you have is, I can't remember the name of it, or Urgent Withdrawal is the name of it. And that is my furthest right ability on my LAS, and that shoots you back maybe 5 meters, maybe. I think it's like 3, but the main thing is that it puts a snare on your enemies, so you can kite melee with it somewhat, but even that is kind of like, eh. So you do give up a lot of mobility if you're playing an Engineer, and another weakness of the class is that people can run away from you. That's the biggest downside to the class, at least at level 14. I know at higher levels you can get some snares, but at level 14, people can just run. That pro tip: just run away from Engineers if you're in trouble. They can't catch you. They really can't. There's nothing they can really do. So you'll see in some of these clips where people just run away from me, and I just switch to the next target. I'm not even going to bother chasing them because I have no way to break the gap. But Engineer, man, your survivability is pretty good. Even though you don't have much mobility, you wear plate, and you're at ranged. You don't take all the extra cleave damage like a warrior does. Shit. I had a really easy job surviving with this class. And since you're at range, you can kind of play the terrain better than a melee class would. The only other plate wearer in the game is a warrior, so... And plate armor is powerful in this game. This isn't World of Warcraft where plate armor is, you know... When you think about warrior survivability in World of Warcraft, you don't think plate armor. No, armor's relevant in that game now. So, but not in this game. Armor is most definitely relevant in this game. And you can definitely tell with the Engineer, this class is tanky, it's ranged, you don't take too much damage. It's kind of an interesting metagame how with or I guess this is a metagame. What the fuck am I talking about? But so when you're fighting an enemy ranged class, you want to be close to them because your telegraphs, they're wide, they're easy to hit, and you can't really catch up to an enemy caster if they run away from you. So you want to be as close to them as possible. And with the melee, you want to be far away. You want to take advantage of your range, and you want to take advantage of the fact that you can peg them from far away. But I just think it's kind of interesting how if you're fighting a range, you want to be close to them, but if you're fighting a melee, you want to be far away from them. It's kind of strange. I like that though. I like the change of pace with that, and it's fun. Other than that, I don't know what else I want to talk about. The other ability I'm running is Energy Auger, or what is that thing called? Energy Auger, which is that crazy spinny thing that does basically a ton of damage and puts a what are those called? Fields on the ground. So if anyone stands in the path that it was shot in, you'll see it go on the ground right there. You see that blue line that just stayed there for a second? That is a field, and anyone that stands in that is going to take a dot tick. So that's a pretty cool ability. I don't really use it for the dot tick. I kind of just shoot it at people, and if people stand in it, it's whatever. Occasionally, I will stun people in it if I'm going for a big bursty kill. So yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about. So this class, another reason why I like this class is because it's a sustained damage class. The Spellslinger and the Esper are very much bursty setup kill classes where you want to set up your stuff, set up a stun, and just really blow somebody up quick. Or at least you can play it like that. The Engineer is a tanky, sort of just sustained damage class. I'm big into sustained damage classes. I like the Warrior in World of Warcraft, the Affliction Warlock. Never was into mages or rogues or classes like that. Always liked the just, wear you down kind of classes. And the Engineer is great at that. It's got that heavy armor you can outlive. You've got Electrocute, which is this great sustained damage ability that can turn pretty bursty when you pop your innate, and you have unlimited volatility to just spam it. People probably think the Engineer's got crazy burst. It's not really that it's got crazy burst. It's just got crazy sustained damage when you pop that innate, because the innate lasts a long time too. It's not like, oh, you got unlimited for 4 seconds. No, you got it for like 15 or 20. I can't remember. It's a long time, and you can just pump out some serious sustained damage. Just 250, 250, 250, 250, 250, 250. It's nuts. You're not hitting those big 1400, 1300s like the Stalkers and the Spellslingers and the Espers can hit, but damn, you just laying it on them with those Electrocutes. Another thing that's kind of strange about the Engineer, so since it's got these advantages, one of the strange things is every other ranged class in the game moves at 100% speed with their mobile telegraphs. So you see me running around doing Electrocute right there, and my normal shot, Electrocute again. See how I'm moving a little slower than the Spellslinger and the Esper do when they cast their spells? It's because the Engineer runs at 70% speed while casting spells, and the Spellslinger and the Esper run at 100% speed. So, cool little balancing factor right there. I think that's kind of neat that you got a more bulkier, slower class. I think that's kind of cool, and maybe that's why I did better with the Engineer than I did with the Spellslinger and the Esper, because I'm just not as experienced on a caster, and maybe the Engineer, it played to my strengths better. I don't know. Maybe that's why I did better on it. But I think it's I play better because it's a sustained damage class, and that's kind of the way I roll. But yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I absolutely love the Engineer. I will most definitely be playing one as an alt. I don't know, maybe a main, dude. I really like the Engineer. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.